Hey guys, welcome back to another What the Fear to Do. We're doing part 10 to what if Naruto was sent back in time but became a girl. If you want to know what happened last part, there's a link in the description down below which will take you to a playlist where you can watch all the previous parts in order. Also guys, sorry for not uploading Friday. The reason why was because I wanted to make this longer, though as you can tell I somewhat haven't done that due to somewhat time constraints and me being on the lazy side and just having a load of different what ifs rolling around my head. Also, I was somewhat going to record Friday or Sunday whenever I put up the thingy on the community tab, and yes, sorry, I didn't know somewhat what to live stream or anything like that. So yeah, anyway, rambling on. Yes, let's just get into this. So, well, they would be walking around for somewhat a couple of minutes as they'd be heading towards the Hokage's somewhat office. Tsunade's now somewhat office, as she was the 5th Hokage. Well, not quite. She wasn't instated as they still, it was the same day she just got back. And yeah, those should somewhat look at Naruto and somewhat high. I should somewhat stop and would go Naruto, which would cause said girl to somewhat stop and go, yeah, Bartran. So I would somewhat switch, and I should put a hand on her and would go, I think you should go home. Naruto would crack her head to the side and go, why? As Tsunade would somewhat look at her and go, I can tell from the way you walk and the way you speak that you haven't gotten over Sensei's death yet. Naruto, and that, becoming obviously tuning and something, just everything that has happened at the moment, you haven't gotten over it, you've just pushed it. You've somewhat pushed it away. But that's not healthy, and so I want you to go home. Actually, I'm ordering you to go home. Disobey me and I'll fling you there. And I do it to my go. And would say, but no buts, Naruto. Just please, just do it. The old man sure may not want you to, may obviously would have somewhat not wanted you to cry in that, but this is obviously reality, and he'd somewhat know this. He'd know this, and if you keep it inside of you, then it's only going to build up until the point where somewhat you explode, and you explode either on your teammates, or your sensei, or heck, maybe even me. Maybe somebody else's death happens down the line, and you end up exploding somewhat at that, and blaming yourself because you haven't properly let all the grief and that has happened to you, that's happened, and maybe all the pain you've experienced over the years properly out. You've just let it build up, and you can't let it build up, because if you do, you could lose control of the fox, and that's when we're fighting the Nine Tails, so you could be dead. Should somewhat go pale somewhat at that, and would begrudgingly somewhat nod. I should go, fine, I'll go home. I should somewhat turn off into the direction of a home and would start walking off. So I would just somewhat sigh as she just hope that Naruto would be able to get over the loss somewhat pretty quickly due to the fact she's somewhat tuning, though still she obviously wouldn't send out on any missions there, not until she can prove that she's somewhat just over, that she's properly kind of dealt with and has managed to successfully move on from Hiruzen's death. And yeah, so pretty much tonight I would give her obviously, if she could, she'd give her all the time in the world, but she can't, so maybe at most a week, but yeah, like a week or two at most, as she's now somewhat tuning and she's gaining, then a month would be easy, but she's tuning now, so 2 weeks is probably pushing the limit of her somewhat of the match she could somewhat give her before she's just gonna have to go suck it up again and you're having to do missions type deal. Anyway, and with that, Naruto would somewhat goes get home after a couple minutes of somewhat walking, and she just go to her room as she wouldn't even get dressed. Well, besides somewhat taking off her somewhat sandals, her Kunoichi sandals. And yeah, she just goes straight to her bedroom and somewhat hit and just fall onto her bed and immediately cover up with tears immediately rolling down from her face. And yeah, it would be a couple seconds later when the sound of crying would finally somewhat be heard as she, obviously just somewhat hurt. She just wanted to push it all down, or just down to somewhere where she'd never somewhat have to, relive it. But yeah, and though it finally somewhat bubbled up, she was letting it, and yeah, she'd just cry and yeah, time would go by and she'd end up somewhat pulling herself even more into a ball if it was possible, before she'd end up just falling asleep. She'd cried herself to sleep. And yeah, though, or at least that's what she initially thought, that she'd end up waking up and somewhat look around, and it would be odd, when enough did she get into a field of all places, as she damn sure she was in her bedroom, not unless that was all a dream. And yeah, though, she just somewhat shake her head, as next thing she'd somewhat hear was she'd somewhat get in and even somewhat just say it out loud, where am I? She'd hear a voice she hasn't heard in a long while, 6-ish, 7 months. Well, yeah, around about 6 months now, 6.5 months, maybe even 7. I should somewhat turn around and that would be him, her old self, future, past self. Yeah, but one thing was for sure, he had black, red slitted eyes, or just black, whatever evil Naruto had in Shippuden canon. Yeah, that. And yeah, it would obviously be the dark self, the one that she pretty much just buried away with all the hatred, pretty much. And yeah, they would somewhat talk as it then start to fight, but with her being just somewhat emotionally drained at the moment, and that she just couldn't really almost do anything, and she wouldn't even be up for fighting, as she somewhat just racked her mind. Why was she fighting herself of all people? And obviously, somewhat Tsunade's voice would somewhat ring out through her mind to obviously someone would realise that this is somewhat obviously kind of what had happened with all her negative emotions. She'd created a second personality, just to deal with all the hate And and she'd realise that she'd have to accept that she'd truly have to somewhat accept all the hatred and that she's experienced all throughout her life. And so she'd somewhat as it get close, she'd manage to bring him in somewhat closer, jump at him, and somewhat manage to cuddle him and somewhat way similar kind of conversation-esque could happen in Naruto Shippuden canon. And somewhat is her old future past self would somewhat promise her to not forget about him, and she'd promise him that she wouldn't, but he'd end up somewhat nodding, and his eyes would go once again back to the bright blue colour as it would then fade away. And the fox would somewhat kind of amuse to it in its mind as it go. So I was never expecting her to be able to purify herself, to truly become, to somewhat truly get rid of her hatred, to truly become balanced. As all Uchiha have always descended into madness, into Uchihas can love the most and hate the most. And with her awakening the not just the Sharingan, the Mangekyo Sharingan due to Hiruzen's death. Those two, as the fox would somewhat, though, similarly end that thought, and somewhat, obviously you'd then go on to think of, and would somewhat muse that there were always two ways to awaken a Mangekyo or an EMS, a internal Mangekyo Sharingan. The first way was the common way, while the more known way, which was if you had siblings and said siblings also had a Mangekyo Sharingan, you'd pluck their eyes out, shove them in your eye sockets, and shove your eyes back into them if you love them. And then, heal them up, and you've got EMS. But that wasn't true kind of Mangekyo. It was true in a way EMS, but it wasn't the true abilities of EMS, because it was more of a just bastardized version of just someone, slapping out somebody else's Mangekyo Sharingan somewhat in your head, and obviously being so close relative-wise, blood-wise, that it would work. You'd pretty much, you wouldn't be able to obviously somewhat make that eye go blind. But the true way, which only 2 people ever succeeded in doing, the Sage of Six Paths, and now to Uzumaki, and that was truly becoming balanced, to truly rid somewhat yourself of your dark self. Everyone had a dark self, but to truly rid yourself of it, to truly become yin and yang balanced, was incredibly hard. So, cuddle myself and, telling it that, everything would be fine, and that was easy and all, but for some it is, for others it ain't, and for most, they generally just try and fight over and over and over and over and over again and get nowhere. Just, making the cycle of kind of hate increase and then increase inside them. And up until that light falls into that darkness and they truly just are dark with no light left, or barely just a glimmer of light in the sea of darkness. And though in this case Naruto's darkness was in a sea of light. So very little darkness to a gigantic sea of light. Now it was more balanced. It wasn't a sea of light nor a sea of darkness. It was a mix of both, half a sea of light and half a sea of darkness. Truly balanced. And Naruto should kind of be surprised that she'd wake up and she'd seemingly end up walking over to her somewhat mirror. It could somewhat be dark, though she'd somewhat turn the somewhat light on as she'd somewhat though simply state some stuff as she then though somewhat I was just saying that she'll truly become somewhat she was truly gonna follow her dreams and truly become the strongest Hokage ever, as she'd somewhat send chakra into her eyes, as her eyes will go from I think that violet to the normal Sharingan, somewhat red with 3 tomorrow in each eye, as though she could feel something in her going, send more chakra into it. And it wasn't the foxes, as she knew the fox's voice. It was her instincts or her eyes, something. It was like her eyes were trying to pull more chakra, and her inner self telling her to push more chakra into it. So she should put more chakra into it, and her eyes would start spinning. They'd slowly start spinning and would pick up speed, as before long there'd be a single just black line in red. Then that line would somewhat seemingly split, as it would somewhat go as pretty much it'd be kind of just 3 rings of red. So though to connect some of the just black similarly together with the pupil, that would then be lines, somewhat not straight lines straight down, it'd be more kind of curved lines, kind of connecting from the outer to the then somewhat middle black line, and then into the center pupil. And that would somewhat be around 6, maybe 7. Not really sure, I haven't really properly thought, so that number will more or less change. Probably, maybe, not 100% sure. Anyway, you should wonder what are these eyes, though. Should somewhat start swaying a bit more, as she then somewhat sway, as she'd somewhat those shouldn't be able to run, though she'd end up somewhat kind of just passing out, being more or less just extremely emotionally somewhat drained, and while sleeping a tiny bit did help, she'd still be a lot still kind of heavily emotionally drained. So though somehow when she fell she'd managed to turn off her somewhat light, so that was good. Though the Lee Fox would just somewhat just go, so just to think she was the one all along Father told of us, the child of prophecy, to think that the child of prophecy would have never could truly happened if I hadn't kind of given her a second chance. I'll give her a chance. That's all. One chance. It would just somewhat state it kind of almost over and over again. As obviously, somewhat, he's obviously given many chances to humanity who have constantly, after a while, of being obviously looking at him, deem a monster, and have tried killing him, and then finally sealing him successfully into Mito Uzumaki, the first in Shoki, and she passed on to Kushina, and Kushina ripped out of her, and Mito then went, and then sealed it into the third Jinchuriki. And at that point, by the point in time he was sealed inside of Mito, he went, screw this, no more chances. So, he was going to give Naruto one final chance to prove that he was somewhat wrong in his initial judgment of somewhat humanity, and that they can grow to accept. And so the next day she'd somewhat end up getting it as though she'd somewhat wake up, though she'd allow somewhat moans, that's groan. I should somewhat go, damn it, did I fall out of bed again? I should open up her eyes and stare up. Though memories would somewhat float back to her, and she'd realise, nope, just passed out here. She'd then somewhat look over to her light as it'd be off, as she'd sort of say, well, at least somehow that got turned off. As she'd sort of just sigh, she'd push herself up and somewhat wince, and she'd somewhat get herself somewhat up and would stretch. She then somewhat proceeded to get undressed and go over to her somewhat bathroom and proceeded to have a shower, as she didn't bath yesterday. She just went straight to bed crying her eyes out, and then somewhat passed out her centered mind, and when she next awoke it was whatever time at night. And though she'd somewhat wondered to herself if she should tell Tsunade that she's got the charm going, or that, like, should she obviously wouldn't be, somewhat sure. And I know, though, very similarly, though a couple of days would pass, as she'd somewhat end up walking, she'd somewhat be currently walking with, she shouldn't be walking with Sakura. Sakura would already be in the hospital, so now they'd somewhat walk into somewhat Sakura, just somewhat sitting there, kind of just seemingly somewhat just thinking away all that. As she'd somewhat enter, and just as she's about to speak, Sasuke would somewhat look at her and would seemingly somewhat send her a red glare or something like that, and would proceed to demand a fight from her. She'd just stare at Sasuke and would go, no, you're in the hospital, you're somewhat injured, so no. He'd somewhat glare at her and would proceed to somewhat threaten her, demand again, even more, and even somewhat, obviously somewhat either downplaying to downright, somewhat, just obviously saying bad things about her, and she'd then go, fine, you want a fight, then on the damn roof. Sasuke would seemingly smirk as he'd get what he want. Though, yes, I could somewhat pale at that as though the Orochi is somewhat feeling, though from obviously Sasuke, the aura she was getting from Sasuke was somewhat of triumph, as somewhat Naruto's aura was, I'm gonna kill this prick, I don't care, I'm gonna kill him, I'm gonna just somewhat jab, throw whatever something into him and kill him. And those should somewhat end up going up with them, and the fight would seemingly somewhat go black and can with Kakashi, though just as Sakura yelled stop and Kakashi would arrive and grab somewhat Naruto and Sasuke's wrist, though somewhat Naruto would suddenly just dispel in a puff of smoke and throw Sasuke. Well, no, he'd end up throwing them both at the somewhat water towers. Though Naruto would somewhat look at Kakashi and just somewhat huff. Would just somewhat huff and would then proceed to just somewhat kind of walk away. She very much knew that Sasuke would be the one, the one that Kakashi would somewhat chastise. She'd then somewhat just walk by Sakura and just leave. As though Sakura would somewhat look at Kakashi would somewhat just sigh as he'd be on top of another water tower. Were there three? No, he'd be on one of them, one of the two damaged ones. Though Sasuke seeing the initial somewhat hole of Naruto's being small due to the fact she used the Rasengan, Kakashi though chastise him and tell him that the Chidori wasn't a jutsu used on your teammates. Sasuke would somewhat just say hate and would proceed to jump over the somewhat fence like he did in canon, where he'd look up and where he'd end up obviously feeling water drip on him, but look up and would then obviously proceed to somewhat kind of hit the wall in anger, as somewhat it seemed like Naruto had somewhat surpassed him, though Naruto had pretty much already passed him the second she went back in time. Well, actually he'd been surpassed for quite some time now, as she wore weights before he did, so And though Kakashi does somewhat sigh as he'd somewhat look over as he'd go, you should somewhat talk to Naruto, which Jai would just sigh and would state that he would, though did he ever? I don't think he ever did he? I'm not really sure. I don't really remember he did. Pretty sure, I don't ever remember Jiraiya speaking to her about his actions, kind of now to, some of his actions on obviously some of what he'd done, because the Rasengan obviously clearly wasn't aimed to be painful. So this one, obviously this one he'd seen would have done obviously some probably damage, maybe kind of torn some muscles and that, but nothing that he wouldn't die from type deal. That and the fact he was just Naruto had them fight someone on the top of the hospital. Though it somewhat just showed him that it showed Jiraiya that Sasuke was even more somewhat unstable than anyone would somewhat obviously say, as he'd been there from the somewhat beginning, more so just outside, kind of curious to know how they interact as. And well, yeah, of course, initially, he knew obviously Sasuke practically got somewhat what he wanted, which was to have his pride dampened. But sure, he wanted to obviously fan his pride and that, but yeah. Though obviously somewhat time would go by, and obviously Tsunade would have Kakashi somewhat go off on a mission. Also, sometime during that day, sometime during the somewhat 3 days, Tsunade would go through the somewhat the somewhat obviously all the good things that were the gaining done that could possibly have them be promoted from getting into tuning during the tuning sounds and sound invasion, which the only one she did deem was somewhat worthy-ish was Shikamaru, so Shikamaru would still get a promotion, just like in canon. So yeah, he'd still end up being promoted. And yeah, anyway though, yeah, there are of course somewhat obviously Sasuke would end up Kakashi and Sasuke would somewhat end up speaking, which would then obviously later that night would encounter the I can't remember the sound team, the 4 sound in that were somewhat meant to obviously retrieve him to bring him to the snake sounding Orochimaru. Yeah, and from obviously that's how someone go the same, and yeah, though somewhat this time, instead of just calling upon obviously Shikamaru, she'd call upon Shikamaru and Naruto, as she would have read through Naruto's more or less what Hiruzen had somewhat wrote up about the somewhat Gaara, and was surprised that she knew all of 5 elements, and that her main affinities were wind and water, which she's somewhat kind of thought was ironic, as somewhat Uzumakis tended to have a wind or water or both affinities due to being being island people. They tend to somewhat kind of align with those 2 elements somewhat the more, and that she apparently also had a summoning contract as well, and that she had a dojutsu, though it was classified, which would say to the highest level. Yeah, it would say obviously bloodline limit, kind of only somewhat a bloodline limit, somewhat name classes, somewhat everything about it would classify to the highest level, which just meant that she'd have to ask Naruto herself, or more than likely Naruto would somewhat tell her once she feels she can obviously trust her enough. Which, well, yeah, considering somewhat bloodline and the possible obviously council maybe obviously pushing her to pretty much spread their legs to have children, yeah, she could understand why she should keep it quiet. Yeah. Anyway, though with her now obviously being a tuning, so much the council wouldn't have no control of that, and the fact the council consisted of Hiruzen's somewhat 3 teammates, Donzo, Shimura, and I forgot the other 2 somewhat elders. Yeah, it was that. And yeah, anyway though, yeah, she'd somewhat send, yeah, obviously somewhat to, well, some Armbu, one to Shikamaru and one somewhat to Naruto. Those should make sure that the Armbu was indeed female. Just in case Naruto ended up coming out, either opening the door somewhat naked or something along those lines of not male worthy to see, pretty much. Yeah, though Naruto somewhat end up kind of getting up and somewhat stretching and somewhat peek through the curtains and would wonder what on earth was, why on earth did somewhat the somewhat old hag somewhat want with at this damn time of night. She'd go and somewhat walk over and notice just Lambu, and that she'd get dressed after listening to what it wanted. She'd go, what? Do you know what damn time it is? As it'd go, yes, it's late. Nato just somewhat glad here as it somewhat then realised she wasn't looking for an answer, she was looking for an answer to why the heck are you here at this damn time of night? Tell me. As it then somewhat realised that, just go, somewhat, Sasuke Uchiha has left the village, and Okage-sama wishes to speak with you, somewhat as soon as possible, as fast as you can get changed. Nato somewhat just nod as they just turn around, somewhat shut the door and proceed to head back into a room and get changed. Is somewhat as fast as possible, as a minute or so later should be somewhat walking out, and once obviously should somewhat shut and lock the door and then sends it over to the Hokage Tower, where she then somewhat ask Tsunade if it was true and that Sasuke had left the village, which Tsunade would decide to go, well, I'm not 100% sure, as the information was provided by Sakura, but she said that Sasuke was somewhat willingly left the village. But though obviously with the curse mark on him, I'm not 100% sure, isn't that? To just somewhat snort and just go and just simply state that if Sasuke left, then he left on his own. Don't try and throw the curse mark into it. It's not somewhat curiously should go, what? He's an arrogant jackass, and he can make up his own mind. He wants revenge, he wants power, I'm stronger than him. That clearly somewhat annoyed him, that, me, someone who was the dead last of the Academy, is stronger than him. That clearly had annoyed him, and with him finding out that I, went with the, with Jiraiya, and he taught me a jutsu, and I came back and someone got you, somewhat come back with views, obviously it annoyed him to beyond belief, and he's now running away to go get power the easy way. After all, he doesn't want to work hard. Why do you, if Sharingan wants to work hard to get power? Only the crazy ones. And we know what happened to them. Or at least happened to that. It's Tsunade just stare at somewhat at Naruto. Should wonder how enough Naruto knew about the Uchiha massacre. Though then she'd somewhat remember that obviously they were indeed in the same class, just Naruto at that time was a male, blonde, yellow, actually somewhat spiky haired boy, and not a somewhat beautiful gal. Yeah. Though Tsunade would somewhat just should go, those Shikamaru somewhat would ask, if why they called them and that shouldn't she send Armboo, and so science should go she couldn't. They'd look at her kind of why and she'd go, well, all the Armboo that are out on missions are out on missions. The ones that came to get you are my personal guard, the ones that are meant to protect me and aren't necessarily meant to leave unless it's somewhat changing over which they somewhat nod. Then Jonin, there's none tuning you two, and well, Genin, you've got your picks. Just look at one another and they'd sigh. Yeah. And then somewhat having to talk to one another about somewhat who to bring on the mission. And yeah, those scenarios go, though between you two you should be able to, make up the best team of Genins. Yeah. And for now, one of you's decide who would be the somewhat lead of the team, which they would somewhat just nod as though Shikamaru then somewhat though just as they would leave Shikamaru then somewhat perceived to somewhat kind of tell Naruto that she would be the team leader, which would somewhat ask why, as she'd simply state that while even though she may have been the dead last back in the academy, obviously somewhat that she's more like, obviously she's a lot stronger and smarter than what she was in doing the academy. Yeah, you'd somewhat obviously give her some other reasons, and she'd somewhat just nod and would go, okay, then I should proceed to somewhat tell him somewhat who, obviously somewhat to bring, it'd be the Primates Cannon team. And yeah, and though Sakura, somewhat this time would ask if she could go, which Naruto would somewhat look at her and somewhat shake her and go, sorry Sakura, she tried, but no. She'd somewhat look down, though she would just somewhat nod, as she would just somewhat just look at her and just go, just at the very least come back alive. I don't care if you come back with him, just come back alive. Then that goes for all of yous. Sakura somewhat tell him just come back alive, even if I don't really know you're a prick or that, just come back alive. They would all somewhat nod, Neji being slightly unnerved at that, as though he somewhat could obviously understand, because even though he changed, obviously Sakura really couldn't really somewhat see that as, well, yeah, the last time Sakura had seen him, he was indeed a prick, as it'd take Naruto to beat him senseless to really see the error of his ways. And yeah, and the people that would obviously some of the fights would go down like in canon, though Naruto would put up obviously a lot better fight and would somewhat be a lot better against Kimaru, though Lee would obviously end up somewhat coming just like he did in canon, somewhat obviously, and bringing sake with him instead of his actual medicine. Whoops. Anyway, and yeah, so though Lee would obviously tell that he's got in, that she should go on and get him, which she'd obviously remembering what somewhat kind of should be a bit hesitant, but though leaving somewhat just kind of look at her, somewhat going, just go, I've got this, kind of somewhat look, and she'd end up somewhat going. And yeah, though she knew, though she somewhat know she's gonna, and she'd hear a voice in her head, you know you're gonna have to go all out, right? Yeah, I know, Fox. I know. And that includes the Sharingan and whatever happened to in my eyes. The Mangekyo Sharingan, or what I guess your version of it would be called the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, just go eternal. Or the more amplified name would be the true version of the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. What are you on about this, folks? Right. There were four stages of the Sharingan. There's the 1 tummy, 2 and matured version, 3 tummy, which all Uchis get, and obviously the 3rd one is matured. The 4th state is what's called the Mangekyo Sharingan MS. That grants the user more kind of just somewhat more powerful kind of techniques, and that by abilities. I don't really know any of them, as they are pretty much random to the user. As you somewhat can remember, Sasuke's brother, Itachi, Amaterasu, those black flames, they're one of the possible abilities you could get. I believe somewhat Susanoo is another one that all Mangekyo Sharingan Mangekyo Sharingan users get, so you pretty much be able to make your own giant skeleton of armor, pretty much. And so you somewhat just kind of go, okay. And though the downside is the user slowly goes blind. The next step of that is EMS, Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, where the eternal part is there because the user doesn't go blind. And there's 2 ways to get it. There's only one known Uchiha way of getting it, which is to pluck your brother's, sister, or possibly mother/father's Mangekyo Sharingan out, though both obviously you need to have Mangekyo Sharingan, and so does your brother, sister, mother, or father need to be. I'm not exactly sure obviously how far back. Maybe it could be sister-in-law, brother-in-law, father-in-law, mother-in-law, uncle, I don't know, but the closer they are, the better the chance that the eyes will turn into the EMS, and any blindness to the eye would be repaired. And you could slot blind Sharingan eyes into your head, and they wouldn't be blind as long as I've got Mangekyo. Anyway, the second way, which is the way 2 people have done it. Should go to 2. Yes, 2. The first one is the person that brought pretty much the knowledge of chakra to the world, the Sage of 6 Paths, and the person that all held peace, me included, kind of is our father. And the second person is, you have got EMS, Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, but the true version of it. The reason why it's called true is because you've truly gotten rid of your somewhat dark side. Not gotten rid of it, but you've become whole. You've somewhat of truly become yin and yang. You've become balanced. And that Uchis can love. They can love and they can hate even more. And yeah, I just like to go, oh, so that's why, so what Sensei said there's someone like a curse of hatred that goes along with the Sharingan, and that Sasuke may possibly be the one to maybe possibly yeah, whatever. Yeah, fucking someone just kind of nod and go, how ironic. The one he thought, would be able to beat it was the one that didn't, and instead embraced it, as you're the one that never fell into it, as it never had a grasp on you whatsoever. It should somewhat just kind of nod, as the folks would state. Though the somewhat abilities of yours, I can probably, the only thing I could say is you get I think, over the more time you use it, more mature it gets, and after a certain point you can make a decision. I know I don't know. Fox would just somewhat tell her, and she'd then ask, why you tell me all this? As it would somewhat just shrug, and it'd go, well, I'm giving you one chance. She'd go, one chance? What do you mean one chance? One chance to prove to me that humanity can be somewhat nice. To me, though, you're all just people that should be killed. But if you can show me that they can adapt, that there are people who, they would somewhat talk for a while, as they would end up obviously, reaching the bridge, and and then somewhat started fighting, as the fight would obviously slowly ramp up with Sasuke using some of his Sharingan, and she'd be somewhat hesitant at the moment, though right now she still didn't somewhat necessarily need it, though she'd release some of the weights in that as she'd go fall out on Sasuke minus the Sharingan. And obviously as the fight would progress, Sasuke would end up, though she'd end up hearing obviously the sound of 1,000 birds and the chirping, all that, or very loud screeching, that as she'd realise the Chidori as she'd end up having to, she knew, as she'd end up activating her Sharingan. As she'd open her eyes, Sasuke, who's now somewhat running at her, would obviously notice that and would immediately somewhat be shocked, and so he'd see two Sharingan eyes, as those would immediately somewhat dodge it, remembering that was the blow that caused her to initially use the Fluxus chakra. And though Sasuke would somewhat just stare at her, he'd go, I'm nothing. No, she wouldn't say that. She wouldn't say she's nothing. She'd say that she's nothing like the Uchiha. She's not even an Uchiha. So don't get you damn. Just don't think I'm a damn Uchiha. She'd go. Though someone now his eyes, as you then sort of state. So you ended up somehow losing your eyes. As you'd somewhat go. They should somewhat just go. We just somewhat go. I'm just gonna run with it. I'm just gonna run with it. Which the Fox would agree with her, as it would save her a lot of hassle. And and obviously Sasuke would somewhat kind of clench his fist, and even more anger as he'd then somewhat charge at her. As the fight would get even more, as he'd then slowly start pulling on the obviously the somewhat curse mark. And yeah, though, and somewhat to the Fox's somewhat surprise this time around, and even to somewhat bit of Naruto, her own surprise, she was holding up against curse mark stage 1 Sasuke. Granted, she had the Zangan, but yeah, she was being able to hold up against somewhat him, somewhat mile a heck, somewhat. Sure, he'd sped up, but she could still dodge him, and like, oh wow. As the Fox would wonder, did she even need Mangekyo? Does she even need to go that far? Yeah, they'd obviously continue to fight as. And yeah, though eventually, though as Sasuke seemingly pull on more and get even more angry and seemingly even get faster, she'd end up having to pull on the Fox chakra, though more so just less pull and more allow as she could somewhat then feel the flow of the Fox chakra somewhat in her body, though she'd be somewhat kind of metering it, and would only somewhat allowing somewhat at the moment just a small amount, which would give a somewhat decent up boost in strength and speed and yeah, though of course eventually the fight would come to its climax with Naruto doing the Sangan, Sasuke doing his somewhat strongest Chidori, though, and yeah, they'd somewhat clash, and they'd both be thrown to the ground, and yeah, though there's no hole in her body, and yeah, those who'd somewhat push herself upwards. She's almost now purely kind of running on the Fox's somewhat chakra as a cloak of just somewhat chakra come around her. Yeah, and yeah, it'd obviously be red, but it wasn't bubbling, which was good. It showed she had complete control over her cloak, the amount of chakra flowing through her, and she somewhat perceived to walk forward as she'd somewhat kneel down beside Sasuke and check his pulse. She could feel it. It was there, faintly, but it was there. He was just knocked out. Though she'd somewhat about to pick him up, she'd immediately somewhat jump backwards as she'd somewhat send the person a glare as they would begin to fight. As she'd somewhat begin to fight once more. Who was this? Well, it was Kabuto. Orochimaru had somewhat sent him out just in case they, obviously, almost certainly they would obviously, have some type of retrieval team after him. And yeah, those seeing it was Kabuto should obviously immediately deactivate the dual Sharingan. Sharingan. So he'd be none of the wiser. So obviously, yeah, and though they would begin to somewhat fight, though of course using and she'd end up obviously having to pull up all the way up to the one-tailed somewhat, would somewhat truly and finally enter the one-tailed state as, and the fight would somewhat seemingly go on, though eventually he'd manage to drink Naruto for long enough, as obviously he wasn't here to fight her, he was here to get Sasuke and bring him to Orochimaru, and that's what he'd somewhat do. He'd end up managing to obviously kind of throw down a smoke bomb, and Naruto somewhat curse, and yeah, and when she'd somewhat go back up once the smoke was cleared, she'd someone just hit the ground. Damn it, he got away with him. And she'd just somewhat curse. And yeah, though it somewhat started raining, as she'd just sigh, as she'd somewhat push up, she'd somewhat slightly sway, though she'd catch herself and somewhat walk forward. And yeah, though she'd somewhat hear the fox in her head once more. Well, at least you didn't die this time. It should go, yeah, I guess so. Now everything truly is in the past. And yeah, I just hope everyone survived those who'd end up falling forward, as the Fox's chakra, Ninetales chakra would be somewhat all gone from the system now, and yeah, with barely not much left of her somewhat own chakra. Well, more so, she'd still have obviously her own chakra left, but the sheer somewhat strain and drain just physically on her body and somewhat on her chakra network to handle a single tower's worth of the Fox's chakra was enough that I was pretty much just screaming in pain. And yeah, though before she could hit the floor, Kakashi would arrive and would catch her in somewhat he wouldn't have to feel for all somewhat a pulse, because he'd know she was somewhat alive, and he'd somewhat throw on her put her on his back, and then somewhat look down at Paku, and I should go on his back and shake his hand and state that his head, it's gone. Kakashi range washed it away. Kakashi signed defeat and would just not as they would then head back to Konoha. And yeah, with that, I'm going to end it here, guys. So if you have enjoyed this part, tell me in the comments down below. Yeah, guys, sorry for this somewhat not being as long as I kind of initially wanted it to be, which was 2 or so more hours long. Though, anyway, yeah, hope you guys have a good day or night, wherever you are right now, and whenever you watch this, and well, good. Bye!